Tyler G. Mitchell is the imaginative author of Double Trouble and the Upside Down Christmas Tree, a festive tale capturing the mischievous adventures of a young family with twin toddlers who find trouble around a creatively hung Christmas tree. And Tyler is on the line with us here. How excited are you for Christmas?
I'm pretty excited. Sometimes I forget about the actual Christmas day because all I think about is this Christmas book. So thanks for reminding me, but I am excited. I have a 9-year-old and she's all about Christmas. She has been for 3 months, it seems like. So yeah, we're ready for Christmas for sure.
And I suppose it's not just about the day itself, it's about the build-up. But as you were saying before we started, you've been quite busy with everything to do with this book.
Oh yeah, I think, and I knew this thankfully from several podcasts and different videos on YouTube. I got ahead of the game and I realized kind of what I was getting to. But this is like bringing in a cousin to live with you for a year. I mean, you got to feed this person and make sure they can sleep good. And I mean, a book is like that because no one, a book doesn't sell itself. You have to sell it. Obviously, write it and get a good illustrator and market it and so forth. You have to pretend like it's another child, basically.
So what was it that inspired you to start work on Double Trouble and the Upside Down Christmas Tree?
I have had this in my mind for a while, and it's probably been a good year that I actually started going, I need to do this. It's part of my Christmas family life. It happened, this upside down Christmas tree. No one believes me, but it did happen. So I've had it written down on pen and paper for a while. I started getting busy and I stopped because I didn't think people would believe me. So I finally found a VHS tape with the recording of it. So once I found it at my grandma's, I was like, you're kidding me. Upside down Christmas tree. Someone actually has a copy. I couldn't find it. I found footage of it. So then I realized I need to do this. And once I was able to do that, it really goes part of it. I mean, now when you see the book, you see the video, you're like, yeah, he's not lying. He had twin brothers that couldn't stay out of a Christmas tree.
How did you come up with the idea of using mischievous twin toddlers as the central characters within the book?
Well, I think that kind of goes as an attribute with twins that some people might say. I can tell you I've had a lot of messages from people saying, I'm a twin, and I can tell you that's exactly what it was like. And they start telling me stories, some friends I went to school with too, and I was like, no, don't tell me any twin stories because I'm going to write another one, and I don't want to take your ideas. I don't want anybody's ideas in my head. So really, it was pretty natural just looking back. My brothers and I are 10 years apart.
Wow.
So I'm 39, they're 29, and I wasn't in the home with them forever, but when I was as a boy, I definitely have memories. There's plenty to talk about for the next book, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the story is recounted by the oldest son, an 8-year-old. So is it kind of told from your perspective, even though the age gap is a bit different?
Yeah, it's totally from my perspective because throughout the book, I'm very concerned about what's going on here. My dad's talking about not even having a Christmas tree because he's tired of keeping my brothers out of it, and so is my mom. Then my dad's talking about hanging a tree upside down from the ceiling, and I'm just perplexed. And I'm like, I've never read a book, never heard of a story, seen a movie where Santa comes to a house with a tree that's upside down.
Yeah.
So that goes on throughout the book. Throughout the book, I'm also documenting all the chaos, obviously. You'll find that the cat gets stuck in the tree. You might find some boys that decide to put food in the tree or it's in the toilet. There's all kinds of different things. I didn't realize actually, and I saw this last night. I was in a Barnes and Noble, my second one I've been to. Grandparents really love my book. And I have a page where I actually show I'm going to spin around here and get my book. So I have a page in here that I dedicated. I told my illustrator, I said, man, I really want you to make this look good. So this is my grandmother that I had him put in there, and there's me as a little boy because she was very special to me. She passed away about a year ago. She would have loved the book, obviously. But grandparents, the message about what grandparents are in a child's life.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many grandparents really felt a connection to that page. It's weird. Grandparents buy like 2 books at a time. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine. But that's great. Several messages, and obviously the last one being, hey, if your tree's upside down, no Christmas tree, Santa's going to hook you up if you're on the nice list. And how do you get on the nice list, Tyler? That's me. you help your mom and dad with your crazy twin brothers. So that's the several different messages packed in 34 pages.
And I think it seems to be something you find a lot where children's books, for whatever reason, are really popular with grandparents, even more so than the parents sometimes. And the grandparents actually quite enjoy the book themselves.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. And that's great because so, not really a spoiler, but I am looking at one of my next books being having to do with us going to my grandma's house.
Oh.
The premise, the idea behind it would be we hang out at my grandma's for a little while, and grandma's not ready for double trouble.
Yeah.
And so we'll see, definitely. I'm very lucky I have one grandparent around, too. So my first book is actually dedicated to my grandparents. You'll see that on the first page.
Can you tell us a bit about the dynamics between the twins and the older brother as well, and all the siblings, and how they contribute to the chaos surrounding the Christmas tree?
That's a good question. I think my perspective as the older sibling in there is there's a page where I say I felt like I was living in a zoo. Originally, I wrote I felt like I was in a nature documentary. But, oh, my phone's ringing. Don't know why that. You still see me? Okay, good.
Yes.
Don't know why I did that. My camera's on. But anyways, I wrote, I felt like I was living in a nature documentary. But then the teachers said that I know, they're like, I don't know if my little kids know what a nature documentary is. So I said, I'm living in a zoo. So I really do like, this throughout the pages, I'm writing all these notes. December 13th, we found 2 ornaments in the toilet. And they're like 2 little animals that I'm living with. But like I said, I'm doing my part. I'm helping my mom and dad take care of business.
Are you able to share, obviously without giving too much away, a particularly funny or chaotic moment from the book that you think the reader will enjoy?
Yeah, here, I'll just go ahead and show you, show everybody watching. So this is a page where we find the cat stuck in the tree. This is the back of my book.
Ooh.
And when I turned in my manuscript, I wrote little notes for my illustrator, Brian, on the things I'd like to see. And I said, obviously, cat stuck in the tree.
Yeah.
And he did this really neat thing. You can see right here, these are my 2 brothers running away.
Oh, yeah.
Don't really catch it until you really look at this page. This is probably one of my favorites. And, I got some criticism. Don't put your favorite page on the back. But I said, I have to. This represents all the chaos, the double trouble. I just really love that part. He did that. I was so lucky with my illustrator. He had some really great ideas.
And it's interesting that that is the back of the book, and there doesn't appear to be a blurb of any kind there. What was the decision to have just the picture?
So I went through a bunch of my books you see back here from my kids, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. I thought about putting some sentences and some blurbs and a paragraph because really the book is so I have 2 targets, obviously. I want parents, particularly moms, grandparents, to look at the book. They're the ones that do that flipping and reading and understanding the book. Obviously, the kids need to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes both ways. It's a little unique. I had found a book that only had the cover, maybe a couple. And I said, I like that because if you see in the front, which is Double Trouble in the Upside Down Christmas Tree, Reaching for a Tree, which is the cover, you flip it to the back, you see a cat stuck in the tree and these little boys running away. You can obviously see there's something going there. That's a story alone. I was really surprised that the illustrations are so good. I feel like you could take the words out and actually really get where I was going. It's really neat. Yeah. When I unboxed this book, I'll never forget it. I mean, I had to contain my emotions because I was just like, inside, I was like, I can't believe I made this. I can't believe I had Brian make these amazing illustrations.
Yeah,
story.
Absolutely. Because you mentioned that you want the children to enjoy it, and we talked about, the grandparents and everything. Is there stuff within the book that is on 2 levels and anybody can enjoy it?
Yeah, I think I'd have to go back to the different messages that I put inside the book. When you upload a book to your publisher, let's just say Amazon, you have to pick which age groups this is for and what grades. So mine starts ages 3 to 7. Is it for every 3-year-old? No. I mean, every child's different. But I've seen 3-year-olds in preschools I go to. They're all about it. They have reactions to the things that I read. I have 3 to 7, but really, do 9-year-olds like my book? Oh, yes, they do. They love the humor. But again, I wanted to make it a book that's really enjoyable to not just the kids, but to the parents. I'm talking about grandparents, what they mean.
Yeah.
Getting that message for parents where so there's a letter at the end from Santa saying, "Hey, Tyler, doesn't matter if you had a tree upside down, no tree at all. What matters is that you helped your mom and dad. And that's what gets you on the nice list." Right. That's a message for any kid
Yeah.
that's, a Santa believer. That's how you get presents. So it really covers a very wide range. It's almost risky. There's so many people that are covered in it, but that's my style. That's what I wanted to go with.
Absolutely. And how do you envision families that read the book engaging with it during Christmas? Are there any activities or discussions that you hope the book will inspire?
So the reactions I've had. So this book has been in Puerto Rico. It's in Puerto Rico. It's in Colorado, Wyoming,
Wow.
out west. It's in Washington, Midwest. It's in a lot of different places. And I've asked that question before. I asked people, and they put it on Facebook. Some of the comments I get. My son said, "Oh, no, don't put spaghetti in the tree," or "You can't chew on the lights." You get to see the children's reaction, and I love that. Those are some of the reactions. That's a feeling that I wasn't prepared for, to see the reactions of kids, which obviously I want that. But that's been great to know that I gave somebody some magic time for about 10 minutes. That's great. If it can be a part of somebody's tradition, absolutely. I have one person that left a review on Amazon and said that her son likes to read it to her daughter.
Wow.
That's great. You can't really duplicate that with anything else, that story time. Having people invite you into their home for story time is really nice. It's amazing.
That's brilliant.
It's less time on a tablet, and that's good for me too. I feel great about that.
Now, you've mentioned possibly about a sequel, so are there any kind of themes that you're excited to explore in your future writing endeavors?
Yeah, I have several. Definitely my wife caught me writing the next book.
Oh.
And then she told me, "You're actually writing two." No, I don't mean that she said, "You're writing two books, Tyler." She said it. I read it to her and she's like, "That's two books." I said, "Well, it could be worse, right?" So we're definitely looking at Grandma's house. My one grandma is still around, and we have stories that we have throughout the family that we're easily going to put to paper when it comes to twins. That's for sure. With this being my first book, I've learned a lot. That could be its own separate podcast for you sometime.
Yeah.
The things that Tyler's learned launching his own book, but we'll have to see how this one does after Christmas. After Christmas, this book is, no one's really going to talk about it a whole lot. So we'll definitely see what's in the works. I plan on doing another one. I guess I'm a goofy guy, not immature at all by any means, but I like getting up and reading to kids. I don't get nervous about it. They're fun. It's a great time. It takes me about 7 minutes and 30 seconds to read the book. And I'm always planning for the questions that kids ask. So it's fun.
And how are you spending Christmas this year?
Well, one of my last events is Friday the 22nd. I just booked it. So after that, I'll be focused on, my wife's planning all my Christmas stuff with the family, but we're going to have, I think, a nice big chunk of meat, not ham, not turkey. I think it's a rib roast. Really looking forward to that. And my wife makes a Nutella star. It's made out of Nutella and crescent rolls. It's shaped like a star. It's amazing. You got to look it up, man. It's amazing.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so definitely a day to relax and cool off. We do that at our house. We don't go anywhere, and then we go visit people usually a couple days before.
Brilliant. Well, where are we able to find the book Double Trouble and the Upside Down Christmas Tree if we want to get it as a last-minute stocking filler?
That's the $1,000,000 question. Amazon doesn't always plan accordingly for book sales, as I've learned. So you'll go to Amazon UK. I looked a couple times. For some reason, it's in stock there, but not in the U.S. I don't get it, but people can still keep Barnes and Noble it as well. It just came back in stock. And then so this is one way to get it. I know it sounds weird, but my publisher, the people that made my book that printed it, you can buy it there online on their website, and they're called Book Baby. If you go to Google, search Book Baby, Tyler G. Mitchell, or Book Baby, and type in Double Trouble in the Upside Down Christmas Tree, you'll find my book directly through them. But what I do want you all to know that are watching and you're interested, you need to type in Save 30. It's a coupon code, Save 30. That'll take off 30% of the book. because I don't want you to have to pay shipping. So hopefully that'll get rid of most of your shipping costs. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
The last thing is the ebook on Amazon. I think that's free for most people. And if you have a
Oh, yeah.
tablet or a desktop, you should be able to check it out that way too.
Brilliant. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great having you on the show.
I'm happy to be here. I appreciate it. I got that email from you. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
talk to the UK audience. They'll like the book too. This, like I said, this book's it's based in Indiana where I live, but hey, if you have a family and you have kids and you like Christmas, this is the book. So go check it out.